Communication. Noun. The imparting or exchanging of information or news. Definition number 2. Means of connection between places or people. These are the definitions that you get when you look up communication on dictionary.com. However, what dictionary.com does not give you is why communication is important and why we need it. These are questions that I asked myself when I realized that a communication course was required for a business major. If you are like me and wondering the same thing, stick around because I will answer all your questions and I will also try to change your way of thinking because if I can change mine, I know anyone could. First of all, communication is a way of life. How would the world go on without it? It is a necessity for the human race. Just imagine a world where everything is just silent, like the old black and white movies. You can't, can you? Exactly. Now imagine trying to give a presentation at your job, and you know what you want to say, but you just don't know how to say it, nor do you know how to grab the attention of your audience. And by audience, I mean your bosses and your boss's bosses. What happens then? You either get in real big trouble or you're fired. Why? Because you don't have a background of communication. Which brings me to my first point on why communication programs are important. If you did not know, there is more than one way to communicate. According to an online article from the Skills You Need website, being able to communicate in various ways makes you more effective and successful when involved with a group of people. You're not born with the knowledge of knowing how to communicate appropriately in a certain setting, nor is this something that your parents can just teach you. Therefore, this is why communication programs are valuable. These programs guide you to know how to be successful when you're about to or need to communicate in a certain manner. With this being said, everyone should enroll in Communications 211. I mean, not like you really have much of a choice because as I said earlier, it's a requirement for almost all majors here at Southeastern. But try to make yourself enjoy the course. Take something out of the course because at the end of the day, it'll make you a better communicator, whether it's verbal or nonverbal, etc. It won't just help you enhance communication, but you'll be better in the work field. A chart entitled Average Wages for Related Jobs show how people with a communications background in their pockets get more money in their pockets. In other words, people who know how to communicate in a different setting get more income. Also, a video from YouTube gives a brief description on how to enhance communication even further if you all would like to check that out. Lastly, it's only right that I give you a little insight on how my semester went in my Communication 211 course. I learned many things during the course of my course. For example, I learned how to speak in different styles. I learned how to give different speeches like the one I'm giving now. I learned new terms relating to communication, which also enhanced my knowledge on topics. This class made me a better speaker. I know because I see the improvement. In every speech since the semester started, my grades have improved. I started out rough, but I began to pull it together. Being able to communicate effectively is the most important of all life skills. But it is up to you if you want to be a great communicator who can communicate amongst many, or if you're content with just being someone who can only get their point across to their friends or peers. Whichever choice you make, you still have to communicate, which is why taking communication and communication courses are very vital.